Thank you, Professor Ryan. Let me begin by greeting us all. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Goeienaand, dames en heren. Sanibonani. Tobela. I'm just greeting you in the four languages, official languages of the university. Let me begin by saying how delighted and how honored we are at the same time to welcome you, and that's of course in the first instance our orange carpet candidates and your parents who have had time to come and join us, and the many that you represent who are unable to join us because they might be thinking it's time to get out of Cape Town. Or it's time to get out of Durban or Bloemfontein or my hometown, Port Elizabeth. It's time to come to the big city. So you represent, as Professor Berger reminded us, close to 1,300 of the very best. Earlier this morning, I was speaking to our international friends and guests who were introduced by way of the universities that they represent here this evening, and I said that one of the striking, I guess you could say strikingly frustrating things about South African public schooling, and of course of our private or independent schooling, slightly different set of issues, but in respect to the public schooling, we on an annual basis have some 300,000 young people like yourself who complete high school, of whom about 180,000 or so achieve university or University of Technology entrance. And of that number of young people, 5,000, which includes you, sit at the top of the pile and constitute the top 1% of this body. It is time that this 5,000 should become 10,000 at least, and then hopefully 20,000. It's simply not good enough for us to produce great candidates like yourself who leave high school. That needs to be changed significantly, but it looks like there is still much work to be done in public schooling in the years and decades that lie ahead to remedy the situation. But let's put that aside and say that, as the young ladies sang at the end here, a song that reminds us of the trauma and the struggle and the transition in South Africa, the moving of people off their land, the stripping of people of their cattle and of their livestock, so that they were forced to come and work on the mines here in Johannesburg and its surrounds, forced to move from Zambia, forced to move from the hinterland of South Africa, forced to move from Mozambique, forced to move from Angola, from the Democratic Republic of Congo. But I want to put a positive spin on that and say that we would want to be a part of your next journey, that the table has been laid, that in a short period of 10 years, the leadership of this university, the staff of this university have pulled themselves together, have mobilized their international networks and connections, and have prepared for you the very best conditions for you to flourish. And so this year we celebrate 10 years of UJ. Of course, we also remind ourselves that 90 years ago, the Technikon Witwatersrand was established, that 48 years ago, the Rand Afrikaans Universiteit was established, and that 33 years ago, Vista University was established, and all of these journeys come together in the University of Johannesburg. And so the table is set for you. It is set for you to seize the moment. So yes, you have heard the technical and the administrative and the important things, but now I want to talk to your heart. Let's leave aside what gains there are. Let's talk about what matters in the end. And we begin by, at least I begin by saying that what matters in the first instance is you. We care about you. We care so much about you because you are our only hope for a different kind of future. You are our only hope for a planet that does not crash itself because of our neglect. And so you are our hope. You are hope for an alternative future. You are hope because you are hope to avoid human society falling on itself because of extraordinary inequality, poverty, unemployment that confronts not only South Africa but our continent, and that is now challenging Europe and may soon challenge China at its core and other parts of Asia for that matter as well. And so we cannot continue down the track that we're continuing now. How many of you are aware that forecasts put Africa's population 2 generations from now, when you will be in your late 60s, late 50s, early 60s, when you will be in prime of leadership, puts Africa's population 2 generations from now at 4.2 billion people, from current levels of 1.2 billion. It should get us to get weak at the knees. Just that possibility. Just that possibility. And imagine if Africa was to follow the development path that China has followed, and that is well trodden in the north. Imagine if we were to do that. What had happened to our planet? Imagine we were to replicate the deep inequalities that are tearing apart nation states here on the continent, but also beyond the continent, into the Middle East and parts of Europe. Consider the possibility where young people 1 generation from now will have little point, or see little point, see little value in the idea of the nation state. In our instance here in South Africa, in the idea of South Africa, because there is no hope. 3 million people of your age group between 16 and 29, not in college, not in university, not in training, not in a job. It should have us. Now imagine multiplying that X number of times. And so you matter. So your journey matters. Your journey from being a teenager to being an adult, which are 3, 4, 5 fantastic years at the university. That journey is a critically important journey for you and your family, for your community, for your nation, for your continent, for your planet. More so than ever before. More so than ever before. Your journey is the most important journey. And so, your journey matters to us because at UJ, there is nothing more important for us than for you to influence our future. For you to influence the future of our planet, for you to influence the future of human society. And so the table is set. the table is laid for you to flourish, to come to this university and to interact with the finest scholars, to grow together with fine minds like yourself, and to influence your world, to influence your planet. And so the infrastructure that we put in place in this university, research, teaching and learning, facilities, gardens, security, everything that we put in place for you has been prepared for 10 years for you to seize the moment. And seize, you must seize the moment. And so yes, there is the matter still, of course, of coming and going through matric. And we're absolutely confident that you're going to flourish. You've demonstrated this. From the very first time that you graduated in kindergarten, and your parents and your grandparents and your uncles and your aunts looked at you and said, this one, Law, this one is going to be a superstar. And here you are. Here you are. So when you had that graduation at the end of primary school or prep school, they again said, Look, you see that one? It's going to be the president of the world. And so we join your parents and your loved ones in this joyous journey. Yes, there's some pain still, right? Long hours. But that's cool, that's okay. You've been doing that, right? Just get through the next month or so and continue to shine in the manner that you know best how to shine. So the table is laid. The table is set. We've prepared it for 10 years for you because we believe in you, because we know that you will lead our world and human society away from the direction in which it is going. We know that at UJ, when you journey with us and you leave UJ to influence the world, you will be far more courageous than our leaders in government and society right now. You'll be far more courageous. Yes, there'll be place for pragmatism, but you'll be courageous because you will know your destiny. You will know that your destiny is wrapped up in the destiny of this university, this nation, this continent, this world. Your family, of course, as well. And so you inspire us. You uplift us. You persuade us to do even more, to go even further than we have come thus far. And so we hope that we will be able equally to inspire you, to uplift you, to encourage you, to challenge you, to be the very best that you can be for yourself, for your family, your community, your nation, your continent, your world, our world. Because more than ever, now, we need you to be the change. We talk change. We are indecisive. We are mealy-mouthed. We are flat-footed. We can't translate great intentions into effective actions. And so join us here at the University of Johannesburg, because we care, like you, about our future. And here at UJ, you will become the very best. With our partners in Universitas 21, we will also journey with you in that network. You've heard the names of our partners who are ranked in the top 1%. Okay, I won't use the word ranking. Okay, ranked in the top 1% of universities in the world. Because aren't you used to being ranked in the top 1%? Aren't you used to being ranked in the top 1%? At high school? At home? In the community? Everywhere? Aren't you in the top 1%? Am I missing something? You don't want to chat about that. Yeah, so you're in the top 1% and you're in the company of top 1% universities. And so we will make great effort with our partners and peers to create the conditions for you to be great champions of a new world in your professions, whether registered accountant or chartered accountant, as we say, whether any of the professions, social work, education, law, and so on. We will together with you create the conditions for you to become not only the best in your field, but to be a champion of a new world. And so I extend a warm welcome and a warm heart on behalf of the leadership of the university, on behalf of the council of the university, on behalf of the staff of the university, to say, Siyabonga kakhulu, we thank you very much that you found time to come today and to just listen and hear us out. And hopefully to walk away from here convinced absolutely that this is the place, that you want to journey through your teenage years into young adulthood. It is here where you're going to make new friendships that will last you a lifetime. It is here where you will break your heart. It is here where you will mend your heart at the same time. I say this because I watch my son, who is now in his second year doing social sciences and law, and he's already been through 2 terrible breakups. And I can feel it in my heart, you know, how parents are. And you can feel that, hey, this boy is going through a tough time here. So you're going to break your heart, and it's okay, and you're going to mend it again. And we are there to journey with you. Your parents are there to journey with you, right? So make the call tonight. Make the decision tonight. You matter. You matter because you are our best hope. Our only hope for an alternative future that will see our planet and human society flourish. So all of the best again as you close out high school and as you eventually gather yourself to leave mom and dad's nest to come to the big school, the university. All the very best. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
The University of Johannesburg. Rethink, reinvent.